as far as I'm concerned, money is spiritual. Everything is spiritual. And to me, money is more than dollars and cents. To me, money is the getting power of self-awareness. In the marketplace of life, a person always gets that which belongs to his self-awareness, to his self-image. And I call the riches of life health, happiness, love, success, and prosperity.
A lot of people, when they come into manifestation, when they come into spirituality, when they come into the occult, a lot of the goal is really to get money. Now, money is a frequency, right? Money is first and foremost a frequency. So a frequency, as I always say, is what you do frequently. So even if you don't have money, what you have to do is put yourself in the energetic frequency of money. You see these rappers like Jay-Z and Rick Ross, and they rap about these things that they don't have, and people say that they're crazy, right? But millions of people love their songs. So in repetition, as millions of people are singing these songs or listening to his voice, what's happening is they're creating a rhythm, they're creating a frequency, and they're creating a vibration. So eventually, they start to manifest these things, right? To do the art of song. Now, song in itself, the tones of music are rainbow colored. They're the colors of the chakras, essentially. The colors of music are rainbow colors. That's why people that have synesthesia, right? They can see things. I hope I'm saying that right. They can see the things. They can see colors in music. So they'll see like, B flat or something. It'll be yellow, but they'll see just the color in their brains. So everyone has a different way of interpreting, things and frequencies. But in order to tap into this earth element, in order to tap into the foundation of the earth, you have to understand how the earth works. So how does the earth work? You plant a seed, right? So the seed is usually an idea. The seed is usually some inspiration. The seed is usually some direction. The seed is usually some way to go, right? Some of us say we get it from Christ. A lot of us that are wise know that it comes from our ancestors. Some of us say it comes from the universe, right? Some of us say it comes from Allah. However, if you tap into that frequency, see, the mind is really just a womb. The mind is really nothing more than a womb. And what happens in a womb is you give birth. You give birth in a womb. That's where we come from. We come from wombs, right? So the womb that your mind is, what it does, it has to work on frequency. It has to work on repetition. Repetition is how you learn things. But not just simply repetition. You have to put energy to it. That's why music is a powerful tool to put energy to it. Those of you that go to concerts, clubs, even the virtual shows and things like that, when you're listening to verses and you're excited, put some affirmations in there. Put some visualizations in there. Put some ideas in there. And then you have to create something of the earth. You have to create something tangible. You have to create something tangible. A vehicle, some sort of business. You have the internet now, right? The thing I didn't have in the 90s was the internet. But with the internet, you could start all types of things. You can invest in things. You could become a day trader. You could be selling clothing. You could be selling merch. You could be, and nobody even has to know it's you. Like, you could start a whole business. Nobody even knows it's you, but your merch is just so dope, people flock to you. Or your ideas are so dope, people flock to you. Or your creativity is so dope that people flock to you. Or your words are so dope that people flock to you. So there's plenty of options out there using the smartphone, using the computer, using the tablets. And if you don't have one of those, then you have to generate the energy and the frequency, even if it's just mentally, through rhythm. That rhythm builds a vibration. That vibration builds an aura. And that aura starts to emit around you. It's like a bubble. What that bubble affects everything. Even if you look at it from a microbial orbit, if you look at it coming from the gut, which is essentially the sacral chakra. The gut is the sacral chakra. And the gut is really the house of God, because we are all here to eat and consume, and that's also part of the earth element. Eating, consuming, we consume from the earth, whether it's animals who eat from the earth, whether it's you're vegetarian, We are vegan. You eat from the earth, right? So we all eat from the earth. And coins and crystals, which were the first currency, coins and crystals, right? Coins and crystals, the first currency, right? One of the first currencies, I should say, you know, besides food. But they all come from the earth. So part of the earth element is planting the seed. And then what do you have to do to the seed, right? You have to water it. You have to bring sunlight to it. That's energy, right? Sunlight to it, that's energy. The water is a flow. The water is a flow. So that flow that continues going, right, out. And let me say this. This is not to say you're not going to have bad days. This is not to say that you're not going to have days you don't feel like it. Look, even though I talk about meditation and, you know, definitely know the benefits, there's times where I don't feel like it, right? However, during my daydreams, when I'm walking to the bathroom, when I'm washing my hands, when I'm going to the shower, you know, I'm trying to emit that frequency, even if it's just mentally, even if it's just visually, even if it's just over music. And these things have helped to transform, you know, things in my life personally, and also things in other people's lives, that the teachings that I've got from them, right? Because we all are learning from each other at the same time. So the frequency of money, the currency of money is about having something to put out, having some way to create, having some sort of something, some sort of soil for you to grow something on. And with the internet you could do it, or with your hands you could do it, or with your voice you could do it, but you should put it online, right? You should put it somewhere online, because that's the future. We're going into quantum reality. We're going from analog to qubits. We're going into quantum computing now. So this is a whole new world we're about to enter, where it's really going to look like Ready Player One, and people are going to be tapping into headsets, and people are really going to be having neural links and downloading information like Neo did from Zion in the Matrix, right? You're going to be tapping into and learning how to ski, learning information, right? So don't think people aren't going to get hooked up when they see what it could do, right? This is a fact. And also, during these times, you have to be aware of what's going on in the future so you can catch the future. You know, we're entering a whole new age, a whole new great reset, a whole new great wealth transfer. So right now, it's very appropriate to be tapped into the frequency of money, to the bull market, to what's going on, to investing if you have some capital. If you don't have some capital, then you need to be coming up with ideas and ways that you could create capital, especially if you have the ability to view this video. So right now, it's really about going into the quantum yourself, you know, going into the quantum world. If you don't understand what the quantum world is, watch Ant-Man. Watch the movie Ant-Man. That quantum world is inside you. You just don't know it, because you've been told that you're a human, not that you're a god. And part of being a god is being connected to all the elements, the air elements, where you tap into your spirituality, you tap into your higher self, you tap into your divinity. The fire element, where you tap into your aggression, where you tap into your assertiveness, where you tap into your self-defense, where you tap into your way of saying no. That's the fire element, where you tap into your courage. You tap into, so you have the air element, the fire element, you tap into the water element. The water element is your repetition. The water element is your flow. The water element is your vibe. Why is the water element primarily your vibe? Because the water element is what creates what you're mostly made of. You're mostly made of water. So your flow is really the content of your water. What is your water? The water is the biochemical soup inside you. The water is your blood flow. The water is what's going through your veins. The water is what's pumping through your heart. The water is what's pumping through all of our bodies right now. So that element creates an aura around you based on how you move. Because when you move, right? And if you moving fast, what are you doing? You're sweating. So you're literally vaporizing every day and creating a small cloud that you can't see. And that cloud touches everything. So that cloud also has to tap into the earth element. So plant a seed mentally, then plant a seed physically. See what you can get into, see what you could create. Even if it's a job, shit. See what you could create on the job. See how you could develop on the job. See how you could be better at the job if that's your path. See how you could be better in your career. You know? We all have different paths and we all have different ways of getting to where we want to go. But it still starts from the same process. It still starts from the womb of the mind, and it still starts from you creating some sort of pot, right? And you watering that pot and you bringing light to that pot. You watering it, putting the flow to it, you putting the consistency to it, right? The strongest water, even if you're going through something, the strongest water starts to erode rock. After a while, that flow of water is going to start eroding that rock. You're going to start seeing sediment by being in that flow and by putting that fire towards it, right? And by keeping that same air about you through the fire and water, which is creating that air. Fire, water, fire left, water, right? And that air element on top. And then you tap into the earth element. So find something to invest in, even if it's just investing in your best self. Start the repetition. We live on a wheel. Within wheels. Planets rotate, the sun rotate. We live amongst wheels. So hop on the wheel that is the coin, which is basically earth metals. Peace, power, and prosperity to you all. Peace, power, and prosperity, y'all. Launching my new website, thirdeyewise.com. Go there if you want to book a reading, if you want to do a class, if you need spiritual work done or anything like that. Also, there'll be exclusive videos and exclusive content. Thank you for your support. Also, cop some merch. I got some t-shirts, some jewels, an abundance kit, all the things you need to get yourself right and get your mind right and get your spirit right. And so you can tap into this abundance, this peace, this power, and prosperity. One love, y'all. Thank you for your support.
Level number 3, I'm beginning backward, is the material level. And most people are on the material level of money, and some never think of money any higher than the material level. The coin of the realm, the finance, and so on. But that is really the lowest level of money. And I'm not knocking it. We need it on that level. And then level 2 is the psychological level of money. Because money is also a psychic entity. This is why we need to learn to think right and believe right about money. Because money is a psychic energy, and we should not ever insult money or say anything negative about money. Now let's go to the highest level of money. And this is where I want to help all of you rise to today. And the highest level of money is the spiritual level. It's that level where you come to the knowledge, where you know that I